Greetings, STC, students, staff, parents, and community members. Hey, this is Dr. Smith, Superintendent of Schools at South Tama County. You probably have heard the news by now, but I did want to make a video announcement here letting you know that the governor did cancel school for the remainder of the year for all schools here in Iowa. While it wasn't a huge shock that this announcement was made, it was still a surreal feeling when I heard her say that in fact all schools would be closed down. It's just a strange feeling, strange time. Here we are, April 17th, and we're not gonna see our students the rest of the year here. So I know we've got some staff members that I've talked to already, I've texted with that are really bummed and it's just a bad situation that we're in right now, and we're hoping things get better, and we're sure they will. But we're definitely missing our students and all the things that were planned for the rest of the year. So I did want to take a few minutes just to give a few updates. I know there's lots of questions still coming in. And we're going to try to answer those as best as we can. So I want you to just hang tight, be patient. There's a few things I want to make sure I address right now. First of all, you probably have heard this news as well, but all spring sports have been canceled as well. So soccer, tennis, track and field, all those events have been canceled for the rest of the year. We're still waiting to hear back from baseball and softball. There's still a chance that perhaps we might have a baseball or softball season. I don't know at this point, but that has not been canceled at this time. A question I've been getting from a lot of parents is, what about items that are in lockers, student stuff that is still in the buildings? We're going to be talking about that, discussing that. We've got an administration team meeting next Wednesday. I'm going to kind of get a feel for what would be best to grab those items. So just hang tight with us, and we'll make sure to communicate with you how we're going to pick up items from lockers. I'm going to go through some updates for each building here real quick. I'll try not to take too much time, but I've got updates from the elementary, the middle school, and the high school. So let me just update those for you real quick. Here's some updates from the elementary school. Elementary teachers, if you've got an elementary student, elementary teachers have been contacting families weekly and keeping track of those contacts. Elementary teachers have office hours, and those have been posted. Hopefully you've seen those. Those have all been posted on social media and been communicated through JMC. There are paper packets that are being provided every 2 weeks. We had a great turnout last week for packets being handed out. So thank you to all the parents who made the effort to go and pick up those packets for those kids. Elementary counselors and teachers are doing some Google Hangouts and Zoom sessions with students. I'm guessing if you're watching this, you are aware of those sessions. If not, you may want to be talking about those options with the elementary staff members. Within the building, we're still having some of our PLC meetings. Our teachers are still getting together and having some conversations by Google Hangout. And then our lead teacher and our leadership teams are also meeting. Finally, a couple other things here. Elementary teachers are continuing to grow professionally, but they're participating in a book study. I'm real excited about that. They're starting a book called Equipped for Reading Success. So many of our elementary teachers are going through that right now, and they're still doing some extra learning here even while school is not in session. And we're still having some IEP meetings for all students who are, who have IEPs, who are identified as special needs. So as you can hear, a lot of things going on that we're still doing behind the scenes at the elementary school. Very similar things here at the middle school. Middle school teachers are contacting students weekly, keeping track of those updates. Middle school teachers have office hours. They're providing bi-weekly paper packets. Many of the same things that you're hearing from the elementary are going on at the middle school as well. We're doing some Google Hangout meetings between staff members and also between families and staff members. And again, the school improvement team, the leadership teams of the middle schools are also meeting. We're also, the middle school had the Kiwanis Awards banquet. That's a big banquet that the middle school puts on. That's hosted by the Kiwanis organization of Tama Toledo. That obviously has been canceled, and we're working to distribute those awards to the students who earned the awards. And then finally, for the middle school, fourth quarter grades will not be given if we do not return to school. And since we just found out today that we're not returning to school, there will be no fourth quarter grades given for middle school students. So really that's the biggest things in terms of for high school parents and students what to know. And finally, let me cover some high school things here. The list is a little bit longer, but high school has opened the building a few times for students to get books, materials, electronics, band instruments, etc. And they've done a nice job of keeping distance on students, so just following those social distancing guidelines. We've done a lot of communicating through JMC, so hopefully you've got the information either emailed to you or through JMC Messenger. Our teachers do have their office hours, 3 hours per week, just like the other two buildings. Hopefully you're taking advantage of those options. Teachers are contacting the students who are in their advisory classes. So every student should have been contacted by now by a high school teacher. I believe next week those students will be contacted once again. Any student who is failing as of March 11th has received a phone call and also probably an email from a staff member. We've got two outstanding staff members, Jennifer Perez and Haley Weiss, who have been working to contact parents who maybe the first time we tried to get a hold of you, we didn't have much luck. And finally, if we couldn't get a hold of you by phone, by email, we're sending a postcard home if no contact had been made at that point. Packets have been going home as well. We had a large number of parents, like I mentioned, who picked up packets the other day of work. We'll work on getting those out every 2 weeks. All students, let's see, we are talking about pass-fail, and we don't have, we're close to a decision on that. I can't say, we need to talk. There's a faculty meeting with all high school staff Monday morning. We're going to talk about that Monday morning about pass-fail. So no formal announcement yet, but we will get to you back to all parents, students, and staff members here shortly about what we're going to do about pass-fail. Prom, Senior Academic Achievement Awards, graduation. Okay, let's talk about those for a minute. I just left a meeting with the high school leadership team. And graduation, the plan right now, and I need to make sure I run this with the school board here as well. We have a school board meeting Monday night. But we'd like to at least put something on the calendar for late June for graduation. That way, we at least, if you're making plans, you at least have a day in mind. I'm not saying we'll be free to have graduation by late June. I don't know. But at least you got something on the calendar there that you can that you can look forward to. If for some reason graduation can't happen where people are gathering, we will come up with some sort of, and I know the high school leadership team is already looking at some options for doing some sort of remote or digital graduation. Won't quite be the same, obviously, but we still want to make sure we do special things for our senior students there. Prom, kind of the same idea. We'd like to get something at least on the calendar for late June. If somehow we get good fortune and the cases are cleared up by then, and we're free to go back to congregating, we would love to have prom. However, if we get to mid June, late June, and we still haven't been given those options or an option to meet in groups, we're probably going to have to look at some other option, and that could be canceling or some other option we haven't really discussed yet. But again, we will communicate with you on prom as we get that information. We've got also Senior Academic Achievement Awards, Kiwanis. Kiwanis does a fine arts evening. For right now, those are canceled. I don't really see those happening. However, we still want to make sure we get all the awards, the scholarships out to our students as much as we can. So we're working on those things. I wish I had more answers for you right now. I simply just don't have all of that right now. The main point in me talking to you this afternoon was just to let you know. Yep, school has been canceled for the rest of the year. We will continue as a leadership team and as faculty members continue to look at our options for best ways to teach our students, for best, with the high school for grades and prom and graduation. I promise you, once we have that information available, we will share it with you um, as quickly and as accurately as possible. Finally, I know one of the things that was brought up in the governor's press conference today was the fact that school could go back earlier than it has in the past. I don't know what that looks like yet for us. There's still a lot of things we need to discuss. We definitely want to make sure students are going to be able to get caught up in their work. We hate that we're out for so many weeks and so many months. So we will look at what we can do to make sure our students get caught up on what they missed. But I don't have any answers for you right now in terms of when we might come back to school. So please just hang tight. I appreciate your patience. You have my word that we will continue to look at your questions and answer your questions as quickly and as transparently as possible. I think that's it for today. I appreciate your time. Have a great day, have a great weekend, and go Trojans.